Lovely viewers, welcome back to your favorite space where love stories come alive, where emotions are celebrated, and where the hearts of your favorite Korean celebrities are felt as deeply as if they were our own. Today you're going to need a warm drink, a quiet space, and maybe a cozy blanket, because this isn't just another celebrity headline. It's a moment, a gesture, a deep, resonating love story that's unfolding in real time. Just imagine this. A luxurious, snow-kissed vacation home nestled in the breathtaking hills of Switzerland. Peaceful lakes, towering mountains, elegant architecture, and the soft hush of winter. Now imagine that home was bought by none other than Lee Min-ho. Not for himself, not for a brand deal, not for a movie shoot, but for the woman who's been captivating hearts for decades, Hye Kyo. Yes, you heard that right. Lee Min-ho reportedly purchased a vacation home in Switzerland worth millions. And it's not just any property. It's a romantic, secluded, dream-like estate said to be a gift for Hye Kyo. This is not a rumor you want to scroll past. This is the kind of gesture that makes us all stop and ask ourselves, does this mean what we think it means? Is Lee Min-ho telling the world, in his own quiet, extravagant way, just how deep his feelings for Hye Kyo go? This story isn't just about money or real estate. It's about timing, intention, and what it means when a man decides to express his heart not with a post or a statement, but with a home, a place where love can live, breathe, and grow. So lovely viewers, buckle up, because this journey is about to take us through the mountains of Switzerland, the memories of their relationship, and the breathtaking beauty of a gesture that feels straight out of a romance drama. Imagine waking up to a message that says, "He bought her a house in Switzerland." What's the first thought that pops into your mind? Do you think of fairy tales, of deep emotional confessions, of soulmates? Because for fans around the world, this news wasn't just surprising. It was magical, tender, and a little bit overwhelming in the best way possible. This isn't just a gift. This is a love story written in real estate, paved with snowflakes and stars. Sources close to both actors have been quietly whispering for weeks that Lee Min-ho has been planning something major for Hye Kyo. Something that would not just capture her attention but also speak directly to her soul. And when the photos of the stunning Swiss property started surfacing online, fans started connecting the dots. This isn't a coincidence. This is intentional. This is love at its most poetic. The vacation home is said to be located near Lake Geneva, a region known for its serene atmosphere, European charm, and celebrity-friendly privacy. It's not just a house. It's a statement. A glass-walled wonder with breathtaking views, heated floors, private spa amenities, floor-to-ceiling bookshelves, and even a music room. Yes, a music room, where rumors say Lee Min-ho plans to leave a handwritten song, a love note set to music, just for her. Now pause right here and ask yourself, have you ever dreamed of someone loving you so much, they would buy you a sanctuary, a retreat, a haven? Because that's what Lee Min-ho just did. And it's not the price tag that makes it meaningful. It's the emotional currency. The idea that Lee Min-ho looked at a place so far from home and said, yes, she deserves this. She deserves somewhere to breathe, to smile, to feel safe. Let's go back in time for a moment. Rewind just a couple of years and remember how unlikely this pairing once seemed. Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo were in separate orbits. Two stars shining brightly in their own lanes, with their own fanbases, their own legacies. But slowly, something began to shift. Collaborations, subtle Instagram activity, photos of quiet dinners, and eventually, whispers of a bond forming that no one expected. And while neither of them has officially confirmed a relationship, the gestures have spoken louder than any press release ever could. Holding hands in Paris, stealing glances in Tokyo, smiling when the other is mentioned in interviews. And now this house. This quiet, breathtaking home nestled in one of the most romantic places on earth. So viewers, I ask you, what do you believe this gesture means? Is it a declaration? Promise? A beginning of something deeper? Let's think about Hye Kyo for a moment. She's no stranger to love stories, both on screen and off. She's been through the highest highs and the most painful lows. But through it all, she's remained elegant, private, and quietly powerful. And maybe, just maybe, she's finally receiving the kind of love that doesn't just knock on the door, but builds a new one entirely. Fans are already speculating that this vacation home could become a regular retreat for the two stars, a secret escape where they can simply be themselves, away from cameras, noise, and the pressures of fame. And let's be honest, don't they both deserve that? Let me ask you, lovely viewer. If someone gave you a key to a place meant just for the two of you, a place filled with love and intention, how would you feel? Would you cry? Would you hold that key to your heart like a treasure? That's the kind of emotion this moment carries. What's even more intriguing is that insiders claim Lee Min-ho didn't just buy the house. He personally oversaw the furnishing, custom artworks from their favorite European galleries, books that Song Hye Kyo has quoted in past interviews, a kitchen designed with her love for traditional Korean cooking in mind, a wine cellar stocked with her favorite reds. This isn't just generosity, it's deep, attentive affection. He's showing her, not just telling her. And fans are eating it up. Across social media, fan edits are flooding timelines, black and white clips of Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo smiling together, overlaid with soft music and captions like, "He gave her a home where her heart could heal," and "Switzerland now spelled Love." And while neither actor has commented directly on the property, their silence has only fueled the excitement. After all, some of the most powerful love stories don't need words. They thrive in actions, in gestures, in the spaces in between. What makes this so powerful isn't just the house itself. It's the timing. This home purchase came just after a wave of headlines suggesting that Hye Kyo has been going through a highly emotional transition. Fans have speculated about pregnancy, about personal growth, about her stepping into a quieter, more grounded phase of her life. And what better gift to accompany that than a space where she can retreat, reflect, and renew? Maybe this house is more than a vacation spot. Maybe it's a metaphor, a new chapter. A chapter written not in contracts or red carpets, but in mountain air and firelight, in quiet mornings and handwritten notes, in being seen deeply without ever needing to ask for it. So many fans have written to us asking the same question. Is this Lee Min-ho's way of proposing? And while we don't have a confirmation, the magnitude of this gesture certainly places it in that realm. After all, how often do people give homes as gifts without expecting forever? But this isn't about rushing them to the altar. This is about savoring this moment, this deeply thoughtful, intimate gesture that tells us more about Lee Min-ho's heart than any interview ever could. And now let's turn to you. How does this story make you feel? Inspired? Emotional? Hopeful? Because at the end of the day, that's what love is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you feel like you're standing in the snow, holding a warm mug, looking at the person you love across the room, knowing, without a doubt, that they chose you fully, completely, and with open arms. This house, this home in Switzerland, is a symbol. A soft, shining symbol of what it looks like when love moves beyond words and becomes action. When love builds, shelters, and provides peace. And for those of us watching from afar, maybe it's a reminder to never settle for anything less. Maybe we deserve someone who sees our worth, not just in passing, but in every brick, every beam, every star above the roof they gift us. So to Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo, wherever you are, we see you. We're cheering for you. And whether this vacation home is your first or your forever, thank you for reminding us that love, when it's real, is quiet, grand, and breathtakingly beautiful. And to our lovely viewers, tell us, if someone gifted you a home, where would you want it to be? What would you want it to symbolize? And do you believe that a gift like this is the truest way to say, "I love you"? As word of Lee Min-ho's extravagant gift spread across Asia and beyond, something began happening that many didn't expect. There was a collective emotional sigh. Not just because of the price tag or because two megastars were involved, but because this story speaks to something people crave in a world often too fast and too fleeting. Deep, intentional love. Fans began calling the home the Love Chalet. That's right. Hashtags like #LoveChalet and #Min-hyo Swiss Dream started trending. Some imagined the couple sitting by a fireplace wrapped in thick blankets, sipping hot chocolate as snow fell gently outside. Others imagined quiet mornings, Song Hye Kyo painting by the window, Lee Min-ho reading a script or strumming a guitar. It's a scene straight from a drama, but this time it might be real. One fan from Indonesia wrote, "It's not just a house. It's a message that says, I see you. I know what you've been through. You deserve peace." Another fan from Kenya tweeted, "If Lee Min-ho can do that for Hye Kyo, then love like that must still exist. Maybe it's rare, but it's out there. I'll wait for it." Isn't that beautiful, lovely viewer? How one act of love can ripple across continents and inspire hope in total strangers. But there's more. More emotion, more mystery, and more behind-the-scenes whispers that make this story even more enchanting. According to reports, Lee Min-ho didn't just hand over a deed or surprise her with keys in a luxury envelope. No, he planned something poetic. Sources close to his team claim that the presentation of the gift involved a private flight to Geneva, a handwritten letter, and a quiet night under the stars. No photographers, no stylists, just the two of them and the mountains. Could anything be more intimate? The letter, allegedly, wasn't dramatic. It wasn't long. It was simple. It said something like, "This is for when the world gets too loud. For when you want to feel like yourself again. For the moments we don't want to share with anyone else. Now stop right there and breathe that in." Has anyone ever offered you a piece of the world? Not to impress you, not to win you, but to hold space for your peace? That's what makes this story so unforgettable. Because it reminds us that love is also about sanctuary. About offering someone a place to simply exist, without expectation, without makeup, without having to be perfect. And maybe, just maybe, Song Hye Kyo has found that with Lee Min-ho. But here's the thing, lovely viewer. While the public is melting with joy, and shippers are building fan pages faster than ever, there's another layer here we need to talk about. Quieter, more fragile layer. Song Hye Kyo has been through storms. Public heartbreak. Media scrutiny. A painful divorce that played out in front of millions. And through it all, she stayed graceful. Silent. But that silence, it speaks volumes. And perhaps Lee Min-ho understands that silence better than anyone else. Because he too knows what it's like to be under the spotlight, to have people make assumptions, to have fans project fairy tales onto a life that's far more complicated. Maybe that's why this gesture isn't loud or flashy. It's not an Instagram reveal. It's not a TV show. It's private, sacred. That house in Switzerland isn't just for vacations. It's a haven, a reset button, soft place to land. One insider who has worked with both stars was quoted saying, "Lee Min-ho isn't trying to win headlines. He's trying to build a life with her. Slowly, carefully, without rushing. The house is a gift, yes, but it's also an invitation. An invitation. Let that word linger, because it tells us everything we need to know. This isn't about pressure or declarations. It's about saying, you can choose this when you're ready. It's yours, but there's no rush." And that, lovely viewer, is what makes this story timeless. Because love, true love, never forces. It invites, creates space. So as we think about this vacation home and what it represents, we're not just talking about romance. We're talking about healing, about growth, about two people who have been broken in public and are now, perhaps, quietly being put back together. Isn't that something we all deserve? And now the world waits. Will Song Hye Kyo accept the invitation not just to visit, but to stay? Will she let herself fall? Not just for the man, but for the life he's building. There are clues, of course. She's been seen wearing a subtle silver necklace that fans claim matches a design Lee Min-ho once wore. Her latest interview hinted at looking forward to slower, more meaningful seasons of life. And just a few days after the news broke, she posted a serene photo of a lake with a caption, "Stillness speaks." Was it Lake Geneva? We don't know. But the timing feels too perfect. And then there's the curious case of Lee Min-ho's Instagram. Fans have pointed out that in the days leading up to the house reveal, he posted a photo of a snow globe. No caption. Just the image of a house nestled in snow. A nod, perhaps. These little clues. They're like breadcrumbs, leading us through the forest of possibility. Are they building something quietly, off camera? Are they letting their hearts guide them instead of their fame? So many questions, so few answers. But one thing is clear. Something beautiful is unfolding. Something intentional. Something real. And in a world where love is often fleeting, staged, or performative, this feels different. Feels true. So lovely viewer, as you sit with this story tonight, I want you to imagine what your vacation home might look like. Maybe it's not a mansion in Switzerland. Maybe it's a small apartment filled with laughter. Maybe it's a quiet garden where someone brings you tea. Maybe it's not a place, but a person. Someone who sees you, hears you, and says, "Here, rest. You don't have to be strong today." That's what Lee Min-ho gave Song Hye Kyo. And that's what we all deserve. So what do you believe this house really means? Is it a step toward marriage? A quiet engagement? A love story building its own timeline? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Share your dream vacation home scenario. Tell us what you'd want someone to build for you. Not in brick and stone, but in love. And until we have more updates, until we see that first snow fall on the roof of that stunning Swiss retreat, know that you're a part of this journey too. Because stories like these don't just belong to celebrities. They belong to all of us. And somewhere out there, maybe your own Lee Min-ho or Song Hye Kyo is waiting with a key.